the channel. Today is Wednesday, and I decided, since I bit off a little bit more than I could chew, I decided that I would do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and see how that goes. I hope that you're enjoying these as much as I am. I have a great time doing these. If you have a particular question that's good for the collective, please let me know and I'll ask. In general, I just start my readings by asking what it is Spirit would like to tell us today. So if you like this, please consider liking or sharing or subscribing to this channel. You can also find me on Instagram at How Mindful. You can find me on TikTok at Mindfully Spiritual Empath, and then here on YouTube as Mindfully Spiritual. All right, let's get going. What is it that Spirit would like us to know today? We have begin now. Take your first step. Solitude. The silence, in silence, peace prevails. Mystic healer. Healing energy flows through. Okay, so it looks like we are, remember yesterday, or Monday, we had beginning a new adventure. This looks like that new adventure may be tied to you doing work as a mystic healer. Healing energy flows through you. One of the things that I'm noticing is, so begin now is really, obviously, it's about take your first step, but it's also about being in this particular moment, because we are never gonna have this moment again. And so you start wherever you are. So you start here. Solitude is saying that perhaps you need to spend a little bit of time turning inward, and you want to focus. This is sort of like the Hermit card, which says you want to look inside, do some contemplation, reflection, to see what it is that you want to bring to the world as your mystic healing energy. So you are starting on the trail, and at the same time, you're also pausing and doing some reflection. Let's see what else Spirit has to say to us. All right, so unconscious is Queen of Swords. First card is Two of Swords, King of Wands, Chariot, Ace of Swords, Three of Wands, Judgment, Ace of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Five of Cups, and King of Swords. Okay, interesting. All right, I would like some clarification for the King of Wands. Thank you. Knight of Cups. Okay. Alrighty, I'd like one for the Five of Cups, please. Whoa. Nope. An Empress, so that was the Page of Pentacles and the Empress. Thank you. So it looks like right now you're starting out as the Queen of Swords. She is mostly based on her intellect, same as the King of Swords, which is where this process is going to bring you to. So the King of Swords is more masculine, obviously, and the Queen is more feminine. And the feminine tends to be more receptive, allowing. The Queen of Swords is somebody who is a good counselor, somebody who is fair and can be objective. Nice job. This looks like you're looking at the situation right now and you are at a stalemate. You're not sure which direction you want to go in. And so that is part of why you're going to want to turn inside and take a look at what lights you up. What brings you joy when you do it? Because that's what we're talking about. What brings us joy is why we're here, to bring that to the greater collective. So the challenge is to, the king is like big dreams. You want to have some big dreams, a big vision. And in fact, it's probably bigger than you think it is. You may be playing small, and it sounds like this may be part of that stalemate situation. You have two choices and you're not sure which you want to choose, and neither one is necessarily interesting you. So you do want to reflect and think about what's a bigger vision. Pull back and see if you can find the bigger vision, because that is what you're challenged to do, to find this big vision and to be able to move forward in your healing of your own and healing others. And it looks like you will be doing that by being slow and steady. And you want to make sure that your cup is full so that you have more to offer others. Because if you are doing this mystic healing at any time and you are not prepared, you haven't filled yourself up, then you're gonna have some consequences. There'll be some problems. So make sure that you're taking care of your own energy and filling your own cup before you offer it to another. It looks like you're pretty happy. There's some movement forward, that you would like to move forward, and you believe the way to move forward is to really grab. We have the Chariot here, so we want to grab your will and your focus again, right? The reins, and that you are going to move quickly, but make sure you don't get distracted and go off path, right? You want to focus and stay on the path you're going on. Rooted in this is there is probably something that you have missed that you're not seeing. You have gotten, you're looking for some clarity to make this decision about where you're going. And Spirit would like to give this to you. So take a look around and understand that there are plenty of opportunities around you. You just need to be aware of them and then make a choice, right? And the near past looks like you did make a choice and that you are beginning to see a little bit of progress. This character is waiting for his ship to come in. The Three of Wands is about you are finding some fruition, and it also may involve some collaboration. That doesn't mean that it's like one-on-one collaboration. It might mean that you are collaborating with an author. You may be collaborating with someone who is running another group of sorts. And the near future really says the Judgment is a crossroads. And that is saying to you, heed the call. Answer what your heart desires, what your soul wants to bring to the world. Some form of healing. You will be heading in that direction. And sometimes too with Judgment, there's a little gift that arises because we're rejoicing and we are making sure that we are answering the call for our soul's purpose. The way to get going, the way for you to have a look at the situation is to find the opportunity, find the new beginning, the new creative venture that is going to push you in the direction that you want to go. So again, I find these aces, often there is a gift somewhere from Spirit. It may be something you heard on the television or heard a person say, but that's going to bring you an idea and that's going to help you move forward. The environment that you're in, you're new, you're going into a new area, something you're not, you're learning more about, and you are beginning to have some clarity. You're standing firm and prepared and ready to go forward. You may also, there may also be a message here, because sometimes the pages bring messages. So there, once again, there may be a message that you're going to receive. I'm not sure where that will come from. Could also be electronic, right? Because we're talking about thoughts, and the swords are thoughts, air, thinking. So You may also receive a message from someone to guide you in the best direction. Now, this is interesting. You've got 2 pages? Only 2 pages, okay. The action that you're invited to take is the 5 of Cups first, which talks about loss and grief, trauma. So my guess is, right? It's not a guess. What we bring to the world is what we have worked through and mastered. So my guess is that you've got some grief, some losses, possibly some trauma in your history that you have been looking at, and that loss and grief and trauma and your healing process is what you bring forward. And you will have this offering. Basically, this is saying, go ahead, do it. This will involve some nurturing. This will involve a huge creative outlet. And you will be just beginning. It's a little bit of a, so the Page of Pentacles is pretty reliable, wants to be dependable, moves forward in a fairly steady pace as they're learning things. And the Page of Pentacles is full of heart and really focuses on the direction that the heart is calling. And the Empress is telling you, you can create this. And although I'm only seeing 1 queen here, you have the Empress, which means that embodies the energy of all 4 queens. So you have found some balance and you are getting to move forward to be able to create this. Creation is your next action. And the outcome, it looks like King of Swords. Now the King of Swords tends to be a little bit cold. So I don't want you to forget your heart, or your hat. You want to remember that you are going to be speaking your truth with clarity. You will communicate very well. You will also, the blue robe, really, he is embodied voice. He's a strategic leader. So you are very definitely maybe a mystic healer, but you're also a leader. And that's really important, is to know that you are being called. I'm probably just affirming or confirming something you already know. That may be why you're here, is so that I can do that for you. If not, maybe this is new information. It looks to me like you are being called forward in your soul's purpose, and there'll be some healing both for yourself and others within this. Pretty cool. I like this. I next want to, I like to do at the end of my reading, I like to do ask about obstacles and actions. No, sorry. Blocks and obstacles, actions and advice, and messages from your higher self. So right now I am going to ask Spirit, what do we need to know in terms of obstacles and blocks? What obstacles and blocks do we need to be aware of? 10 of Wands, 5 of Swords, an Ace of Wands. It looks to me like you've taken on a lot of burdens, perhaps in moving forward or trying to determine which direction you're moving. You've got a lot of sticks you're carrying. It's time to let some of those go, because that burden is stopping you from moving forward. That burden is blocking you. Now, interesting, 5 of Swords is of sneakiness, betrayal. So when I actually just noted this with another card reader, that the 5 of Swords, when I read it, really talks about, are you being true to yourself? Are you betraying yourself? Because if you have any codependent issues, which would involve some self-betrayal, in other words, not choosing something for yourself because it would not serve someone else or upset somebody else, so you adapt. This is about making sure this is what you want and making sure that you are being true to yourself. And there'll be an inspiration that's coming your way, but for some reason you're just not seeing it. So again, I'm going to encourage you to go back inside, take a look. If you, sometimes I use Colette Baron Reed's meditation that talks about seeing things from a bird's eye view. And I think sometimes when you do that, you're able to see how the parts come together. And perhaps there's some piece that you're missing, and you can, when you turn inward, you can hear with your clairaudience, listen, or see whatever it is that spirit is asking you to begin. That you need to just get started. Use that creative spark, okay? And now we're gonna have actions and advice. What you got for us? Ace of Cups, Three of Pentacles, and Ace of Swords again. Ooh, interesting. So now look, we have 3 aces. Interesting. Just in this. So Ace of Cups, take action. Your cup can be overflowing. And when it is, when you are full of the excitement, the love and compassion that you feel for yourself, you want to bring that forward. And that is given to you through your connection with spirit. And this is asking you to take action on that. Three of Pentacles actually means you may be doing something, and so it may be something on the internet so people are seeing it. You may also be collaborating with others, and it's important that you are confident in yourself and your own peace, and understand that when you work with others and others see the work you've done, you're serving the collective. And action and voice, right? Get started. Find that new inspiration, that new clarity, and get moving. And last but not least, messages from your higher self. 3 of Wands, 8 of Cups, and 4 of Swords. Okay, so 4 of Swords, remember, just what it seems that you've been doing, which is to go internal again and do some contemplation. Really take a look at what it is that you think you have accomplished in your healing, and that will be the piece that you're going to be bringing forward. There'll be a big transition that's coming. So you'll be moving on. So you, at first you will be, as we had, I think we have the 3 of Wands up here. You are laying the groundwork. You start the manifestation by asking for what you want. And the 3 of Wands is it's starting to come in. Your ship is starting to come in. So as you begin to see those things coming in, you realize it's time to transition. You've got to move away from what you were doing, any loss, excuse me, what you were doing. It also involves, often this does involve learning and accepting the lessons that we had during trauma. So as you do that, you can use meditation and contemplation to understand that what you are bringing forward is a gift for the collective. It's the gift of your own healing and your healing journey. You carry it forward. Sorry. That's it for today, guys. I am excited and very nervous about this whole process. But I'm really excited to get this started. I've been waiting to do this for a while. So please come and join me here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we'll see what kind of community we can develop. Thanks for joining me.